corrections.
Corrections?
Amendments, notes and things. Have you actually read that thing?
Emma, the program works for a lot of people.
Except you don't know that. Nobody does. It's all anonymous and nothing's evidence-based. It's just
Emma, you asked for my help, so...
If it's vital to my recovery that I come to believe in a power that's greater than me, if you need me to turn my will and my life over to God and having remove my defective character,
Emma,
if this all depends on me having some sort of spiritual awakening, then I'm sorry, we might just be wasting our time here.
Yeah, no.
I think we might be.
You are worried about the steps.
I'm worried that a trained medical professional with this many certificates could also be wearing a crucifix.
I don't believe the scientific methods disprove the existence
Such a boring conversation. Of course it does. Of course it does. I really need you to be cleverer than this. I really need you to at least match me intellectually. Otherwise, I'm going to leave. And if I leave, I don't know if... I'm not powerless, okay? I'm not helpless. I don't believe that addiction is a disease, and I'm scared and angered by the suggestion that from now on it's either eternal abstinence or binge to death. I can't surrender to a higher power because there just isn't one. There just isn't. And you, as someone who lives in the 21st century, should know that. I wake up in wet sheets, in places that I don't recognize, with people that I don't know. I've got bruises that I can't account for. I've slept on the streets. I've stolen from people. I'm in big trouble. I know that. But this book, this process can't help me. You can't help me.
I see a lot of clever people in here. People who drink and use because they just can't stop their big brains from thinking. Does that sound familiar?
You want me to conceptualize a universe in which I am the sole agent of my destiny, while at the same time acknowledge my absolute powerlessness. It's a fatal contradiction, and I won't start building foundations.
That's not a fair characterization.
There is no meaning to anything. There are no middles or beginnings or ends, no final authorities, no fate or determination or grand plan. History has ended. There are no new ideas or experiences, no free will. The brain is incapable of objectively suggesting. My brother had a brain hemorrhage while he was reading Pinocchio to a group of 5 boys. He was 2 years younger than me. His name was Mark. He never touched drugs or alcohol or any of that stuff. I should have died 1,000 times, yet it was him who... If I told you that I was sexually abused or the child of alcoholics or that I started to self-medicate after coming from back-to-back tours of Iraq, wouldn't that just be a massive simplification of what it means to be a human being?
Mary?
Was I what?
Sexual abuse?
That's not...
Because we also have to do a full
You're
sexual
not
abuse.
listening to me. I first got drunk with my brother when I was 11 and he was 10. I stole 2 bottles of communion wine, and when I vomited, it looked like blood. Is that the kind of thing you want to hear?
Is it a truth?
No, I never had a brother. He didn't die because of children. He died in his car. Oh, he was stillborn, maybe. Oh, he grew up and died of old age. Yeah, that's the one. He grew up and died of old age.
Do you like to protect yourself or your addiction?
It's not lying. It's admitting that there's no truth to begin with. Have you read Foucault?
Not like it?